We've studied what has happened with free agency over the past few years, and certainly we'll take a close look as to what happens in a new free market era without a cap. With respect to whether we will go back to the cap system if we go uncapped, look, the cap was a request by the owners. The owners have always wanted a cap. I think it's virtually impossible to go back to a cap system if we go through an uncapped year.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of process, we're going to take 3 more questions, but I want to take a pause to introduce the gentleman here behind the stage. Kevin, if you want to pass the mic around. We'll take 3 more questions and then make these gentlemen available for follow-up questions after we break due to time. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Leonard Weaver, Philadelphia Eagles fullback.
Dwayne White, former player, New York Jets, St. Louis Rams.
Walter Harris, cornerback, 49ers.
Mike McBath, former player, Buffalo Bills.
Been at Baltimore and Indianapolis Colts. Go Colts.
Pete Kendall, former player, most recently with the Washington Redskins.
Mark Bruner, former player, current executive committee member.
Nolan Harrison, former player, current steering committee member, Raiders, Steelers, and Redskins.
You sure people don't know who you are?
I know you already. Chester Pitts, Houston Texans.
Ricky Waters, former player, San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Seattle Seahawks.
Looking for a job, Jeff Fisher, contract.
Kijana Carter, former football player, Cincinnati Bengals, Washington Redskins, New Orleans Saints.
Next question.
Larry Fitzgerald Sr., National Programming Network, Minnesota spokesman, recorder. The fact that the National Football League is a nonprofit organization, how does that relate to the other professional sports leagues, and are they also nonprofits? And does that have anything to do with the anti-exemption that is in the Supreme Court?
Larry, can you stand up for a sec? We can't see you up here. There you go.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
The National Football League is a nonprofit organization. It doesn't make any difference. The other sports leagues are nonprofits at all. You know, I think the import of the nonprofit organization is, if you knew the National Football League was a nonprofit, raise your hand. There's about 150 people in the room and 4 people raise their hands. Well, look, it's a critical fact. And I use that fact in order to figure out whether we can be in a situation where an organization that generates $8 billion, that's a nonprofit, enjoys antitrust exemptions that are different than any other regular company in America, is at the height of its popularity among fans. And the last fact, what business in America has secured television contracts to the tune of $5 billion in guaranteed revenue until 2013 in this economy? I can't think of one. So with respect to the nonprofit nature of the National Football League, the wildly successful television ratings that we have had until now, the incredible rise in team values, I keep coming back to an economic model in America that is unparalleled. And that makes it incredibly difficult to then come to players and say, on average, each of you needs to take a $340,000 pay cut to save the National Football League. Tough sell. Tough sell.
Tom Padula from USA Today. Given the unemployment rate and the fact that 1 in 8 families in this country needs the services of a food bank, it may be difficult for either side to engender public support. Do you worry about the damage that could be caused to the game if there is a stoppage?
When you wrap your head around the fact that more than 150,000 people work in our stadiums, in the stadiums, and if you were to draw concentric circles then to the people who are working in those stadiums, parking those cars, the folks that some of them go to my church. Look, there was a